Welcome to Equator Holding Berhad. Equator Holding Berhad is a company who is owned by a lot of foreigners with a lot of money. We are based in Malaysia, more specific 28 kilometers outside Kuala Lumpur to the south. We choose Malaysia to be our place of develop and manufacture for a few reasons, all positive. One of them, they all speak English. They all write English. The visa rules, that means the laws of immigration in Malaysia is very good. They are very simple and they don't change from time to time. It's basically just how it is. The last thing is that the salary level in Malaysia is very good. Some people will say it's very low, but we pay all our staff way more than minimum salary. If we should do what we are doing here, if we should do that, for instance, in Denmark, where I am from, it would be impossible. It could not be done. So based on this, we choose Kuala Lumpur because it has everything for what we need. The background of me, and me is me, Mr. Preiter, is that I am the inventor and the creator of the system I will show you in a moment. The system is a standalone hydro system, and it's a system based on breaking the principles of power in, power out. It's also the principles of breaking that you can only use the energy one time. It's not that we created something way out of fantastic. We just use our common sense. Let me give you one example of common sense. If you put a dam across a river somewhere in the world, you get electricity from where the water passes through the hydro system. It doesn't mean that the water disappears and is dead. It just means that the water flows through the next inlet to the next hydro system, the next. It means that you are using the principles of water can be used several times. It just needs to be guided into the direction. And by doing this, there's no hocus pocus in it. This is just simple explanation that you can use the water more than one time. In our system here, we are using the water 21 times. It means I will show you how everything works, and I will show you the principle of power in and power out. Power out is very simple, power in is very simple. It's basically to have two numbers, put them up on each other, and in the end you get a basic number who is black or blue, which means this is the power we get out. We stand here at the top of our standalone hydro system. If we turn the camera to this side, it's a little bit against the sun, sorry for that. But we have a height difference of 9 meters. We have an angle of 32 degrees for the big black pipe down. And the pipe is on a certain dimension. The tanks upstairs for one pipe hold 14 cubic meter of water. It all runs down into this. Here we regulate it manually when we start the system. But up there it's automatic, attached to an algorithm, so I can regulate that. So what happens is the water runs from there, it runs into here, and then it runs out through a nozzle who is only 22 millimeter in diameter. I will open the water and then you will basically see here what is happening. Open. Besides that, I'm getting a little bit wet because the pressure is enormous. We can actually see on the voltmeter the power is going up. This system here can build up all the way up to 900 volt with this PMG. This PMG here is the first power. It means that this is where the power we are selling, the power we are giving out is being produced and then it's sent out. At the first stage of the power, the water hits the turbine. Inside this big box is a 2.2 tons flywheel. The flywheel gives a torque and momentum for other things. When the water leaves here, the water basically is dead. But there is one more impeller. You can see the spinning axle here. There is one more impeller here who basically collects 10 kilowatt just for the leftovers of the water who comes out. The water then runs out here and spins into the first vortex system. When it spins into the first vortex system, this is a special design impeller that we have the patent right on this impeller. What impeller does is it adds in air into the system. So when it adds in air, you can actually see the difference of the channel from the left side where the water basically do not move that much. When it hits into the vortex system and our impeller, the water runs very fast, and from there's nothing who can stop it. Nothing. At this moment here, you can see the power is up and the power is increasing. I can increase and decrease like I want it, up to the voltage that is needed. Now we have come downstairs to where the system separates from power in and power out. What you can see now is that the water comes down from above, it circulates, and then it hits 1, 2, 3, 4 water wheels. The water wheels here, the water have to pass them, so the water wheels, they will always move. Along the way, the momentum pick up by the vortex system, and as you can see downstairs, the vortex system is extremely strong. It is so strong that I cannot hold it. It's not that I'm that weak, I'm not that strong either, but basically over middle. But I cannot hold it because the torque of this is so high. It means that the water passes through level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of this, we have 21 impellers, 21 PMGs who all make power for us. The reason why we choose PMGs, which is a permanent magnet generator, is that it works like our bicycle when we were a small boy. When we travel home from football at night and we go down the hill, there was a lot of lights. But when we go up the hill, there was no lights, and we were exhausted and tired, so we just take it off. We know we get yelled at if our mother and father find out, but that's another case. So the benefits of the PMG is even a small rotation makes energy. All the energies that we are having, we are collecting into storage. We cannot do that if this was generators, because the generators produces directly AC. So the AC, then we have to change it into something else, and this is one of the reasons why we are using DC pumps, DC everything DC, and then we can change it from there. So basically, like I said, it's nothing hocus pocus. We just, along the way, we build up the river. Instead of having a long river, we actually build it in 8 different floors, and along the way we put in a lot of impellers. We are now here at the lower station where the water hits the last pelton and the water runs out into the basin here. We can see here that this is the power generating from this PMG. This PMG here is a 230 volt PMG. It's a 20 kilowatt PMG. I want to show you something, how strong it is. Like I said, I'm not that strong, but basically a little bit over middle. I cannot hold this. It is impossible. We have tried 2 guys, we cannot hold it. It means we have these wheels in both sides. So both sides collect power, vertical, and all levels collect power, horizontal. What I will show you now is how we separate the power, how it goes in to our storage, and how we build the brain of this. Because if you don't have the algorithm and the storage to go with it, it is impossible to do anything like this. All the power that we are collecting from all of these 21 inverters, they go through a system like this. First of all, this is BMS systems, battery management control systems, that we built ourselves. You can see the batteries is our batteries. We built them. But the brain in all of this is how we collect the power. Let me explain to you how I can make small power large and then export it out. We have 12 volt here. When the 12 volt section is full, it moves it automatically up to 24 volt. By that, it empties the 12 volt, so the 12 volt can receive it. The 24 volt now become, in this case here, 36 volt. The 36 volt become 48 volt. What it do now is it changes this through this into 96 volt, and it goes directly into the inverter. The inverter is 230 or 415 volt inverters. It can be a tie grid inverter, or it can be a UPS inverter. One of the benefits of a UPS inverter is that when the battery is full, the power that we are generated in DC, it just regulated into AC. The hertz match if it is either 120 and 60 hertz or 230 or 50 hertz or 450 and 50 hertz. The UPS regulator, UPS inverter regulates that by itself. It means that everything can be possible and can be done thanks to this and thanks to all of this. Like I said, the algorithm is ours, the PCP board is ours, the battery is ours, and basically the BMS modules is ours, we built it. It means when people are buying the system, they also accept that they are not buying the technology, they're only buying the system. Exactly like an Apple phone, a Mercedes, BMW, you own the car, but you don't own the technology inside of it. We secure this by basically putting everything into a microchip, an ESP32, which regulates all of this. This is the brain to our system. This is how we can do it and break the law of the physics by saying we can use the power more than one time. Okay, this is the engine room. This is where everything happens. This is where the power in happens. It means we have, in this case here, two green pumps. These are DAP pumps, and these DAP pumps, they are 7.5 kilowatt maximum. And these pumps we have two. Then we have three small Toto pumps, who is 1.5 kilowatt each. What we can do is we put up a frequent transformer. This frequent transformer here, I can regulate the hertz up and down, so I can actually increase the water or decrease the water up with 16%. It's very simple. You can hear now I slow it down, and now I spin it up again. It means I can play with the hertz in my algorithm, how much capacity I want to give out more. It's very simple, but without this, we cannot increase anything. So the frequent transformer is now on 49.4. It means it's close to what it should be. And this is the reason why we can pump the water and we can give you more power when we let more water out. One of the things when we mention power in, power out, we need to understand that this system here generates basically 75 kilowatt. But we're gonna give you the 50 kilowatt. It means that every system like this is one module. The module gives you the scalability. It can go from 50 kilowatt up to whatever megawatt you want. It's just a matter of we put it together like Lego bricks. So if you want 400 kilowatt, Basically, we just have the pipes going like this. If you want 50 kilowatt like this one, the pipe only goes with one pipe. So it's a matter of design, but everything is made in modules. When it is made in modules, it's easy to scale up 50 kilowatt for one module. If you want 1 megawatt, it means you need 20 modules. The power who is generating extra, don't count for that, because this is the power who goes internally to the system, to the monitor units, the pumps, the lights in the workshop, the tool shop who's attached to it, everything. So 50 kilowatt per module. Thank you.